you're a business owner, one of the most important financial decisions you make each year is how you pay yourself. Salary, dividends, or combination of the two. Most owners naturally focus on minimizing taxes today. That's understandable. But the way you compensate yourself doesn't just affect this year's tax bill, it influences your retirement income, your CPP benefits, your RSP contribution room, and ultimately your long-term financial flexibility. And sometimes the option that looks most efficient in the short term can create trade-offs down the road. So let's walk through how to think about this in a more complete way. I'm Kris Dureau with Green Private Wealth. We work with business owners to connect tax decisions, income strategy, and long-term wealth planning so choices made today stay aligned with where you're headed. In this conversation, I'll explain the main ways business owners can pay themselves, how each option affects taxes and retirement planning, and why your compensation strategy should fit your broader financial picture, not just this year's numbers. As a business owner, you generally have three options when it comes to paying yourself: salary, dividends, or a mix of both. Salary works like employment income. You receive a T4, pay personal income tax, contribute to CPP, and generate RSP contribution room. Dividends are paid from after-tax corporate profits. They're taxed differently, don't require CPP contributions, and they don't create RSP room. Many business owners use a combination of both, and that's often where the strategy becomes more nuanced. At first, dividends can look attractive, especially because there's no CPP contributions required. But that's only part of the story, because salary builds retirement structure. CPP creates a form of guaranteed income later in life. RSP room gives you future tax planning flexibility. Dividends, on the other hand, may preserve corporate capital and provide flexibility depending on your situation. So, instead of asking which option has the lowest tax rate, a more helpful question is, what am I optimizing for? For example, I've seen business owners avoid salary for years in order to minimize CPP contributions, only to later realize they've built very little guaranteed retirement income. I've also seen business owners pay themselves heavily in salary, reducing the capital available inside the corporation that could have been reinvested or used more strategically. Neither decision is automatically wrong, but each decision has consequences, and those consequences compound over time. That's why your compensation strategy should reflect more than just tax rates. It should reflect your personal income needs, your business's cash flow, and your long-term plans. Maybe you want to maximize RSP contributions. Maybe building CPP for retirement is important to you. Maybe you prefer to retain more capital inside the corporation to reinvest. The right answer is personal, and it often changes as your life and business evolve. Because this decision touches more areas than most people realize: retirement income, corporate and reinvestment, tax planning flexibility, estate considerations, even future business sale planning. What makes sense during a growth phase may look very different as you approach retirement or begin thinking about an exit. And that's the key point. Your business isn't static, and neither is your life. Tax laws change, corporate profits fluctuate, your personal goals evolve. So the strategy that worked a few years ago may not be the strategy that serves you best today. That's why this isn't a one-time decision. It's something that should be reviewed regularly, ideally as part of an integrated financial plan. The most thoughtful business owners don't simply ask, how do I pay the least tax this year? They ask, how does this decision support where I'm going? If it's been a while since your compensation strategy was reviewed in the context of your broader financial plan, that's worth revisiting. And if you'd like to explore how this fits into your long-term strategy, there's a link below where you can book a conversation with our team. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. We share practical insights to help business owners build and protect their wealth with intention. I'm Kris Dureau with Green Private Wealth. Let's build the life you want, not the one you settle for.